Nigeria's President Buhari has a goal of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Can it be achieved through money, education, skill building, or everything all at once? Joining us to answer that question is Dr. Godwin Nwabunka, who is the founder and chief executive officer of the Grooming Center. The Grooming Center is a non-governmental organization with a primary aim to providing financial services to small traders and artisans engaged in micro-productive activities in Nigeria. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, fantastic. And you're a PhD developmental economics, so you're probably one of the best people to talk about this. So we've got some multiple choice. So multiple choice. What is the best strategy for tackling poverty? Is it, here we go, is it A, money, B, education, C, skill building, or everything, everywhere, all at once? So what's your, everything. And there's no wrong answer, so it's all your answer, go ahead.
It's everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yes.
You know, you talked about my background in PR, in development economy. It's just the foundation. You know, what's actually important is being the experience that I've been privileged to go through, you know, working through the private sector, to government, and then with the multilateral agencies, and then back to trying to apply those knowledge. You know, so PhD is just the foundation.
So you have to put, so it's everything together.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So the reason why I asked you that is because that everything, everywhere, all at once, we should put it up, is actually a title of a movie. It's very interesting because it deals with the multiverse, parallel universes is what this film is. So I want to ask you this: if we follow that theory, following the everything, everywhere, all at once premise, if in a parallel universe, Nigeria has either successfully reduced poverty or eliminated it, who are the agents of that? Let's put up the options. I want to get your thought. Is it who in a parallel universe, who eliminates poverty? A, government policy; B, non-governmental organizations like the Grooming Center; C, the private sector; or all of the above?
All of the above.
Explain how it's all of the above. Everybody has to come together.
You know, I was just telling you about myself and the experience I've gone through, and that cuts across all of this. You know, government is very important. Of course, government, you know, provides enabling environment, you know, that enables business to grow.
Okay.
You know, ease of doing business. They talk about providing all kind of incentives for people to do things. So government is very important.
Okay.
You know, provide tax breaks, provide all kind of breaks that encourage people to come in, make investments, and take proceeds of the investment away. So government, very, very important.
And then NGOs like you.
NGOs like me, again, before that, the multilaterals, like I said, like the World Bank, like the IFC, like all these guys, very good at, you know, again, doing advocacy, you know, promoting good practices across the world, and, you know, knowledge-based kind of things. But then the private sector, of course, providing capital and all kinds of, you know, efficiency-based kind of things. So it's a whole universe, you know. And NGOs, like the Grooming Center is an NGO, which we founded in 2006. Okay. Out of my experience, again, cutting across all these kind of things. You know, worked for government, you know, and then, you know, came to the multilateral, worked for UNDP and UNICEF, and then.
So it's all everybody coming together.
And what that did for me was that, you know, it provides you a learning environment, because working for the UN environment, you are exposed to all kinds of good practices. You travel across the world, you see all kinds of things. You know, so you learn a whole lot. And on a daily basis, you know, the group that is located everywhere in New York, in Switzerland, wherever, you know, come up with new ideas of how these things can be done. So these things drop on your decks. Again, you go through training programs, exposure programs, all kind of things. You know, so you learn quite a lot. So what becomes of that is that, you know, for me, you know, it became a burden for me, because, you know, you travel, you know that you have the knowledge, you see that things can be done. And then you have a good job and you're making good money, you know, so you don't want to leave your comfort zone, you know, to go and jump in a boat and try to do applied knowledge, which is what we try to do at Grooming Center. Finally, you know, couldn't take the burden anymore, so we set up Grooming Center.
Gotcha.
You know, as a one-stop shop. Initially, just a very small office in Ejigbo. Ejigbo is a downtown place of Isolo. You know, set it up in 2006, and it's grown now to a network of over 600, about 605 branches, cutting across 27 states, actually 26 on the federal capital. We've done, you know, over 12 million credits, and at the moment we have over 700,000 clients. You know, mostly women.
Yeah,
mostly
yes.
women.
Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. So speaking of which, so you're about to launch a book, a photo book, where you're showing the impact that microcredit has had on these particular women. It was 30 that were profiled in the book, right? Okay, good. So I have a question. This is our next multiple choice. How can the impact, because it was 30 women in the book, but how can the impact of microcredit be scaled? Is it A, increase the number of microcredit institutions like yourself, increase the amount of credit itself that's being disbursed, all of the above, or neither A or B? Is there another answer? How do you...
It's all of the above again.
Okay.
All right? Because you need more players, because of the size of the problem. Problem is huge. The bottom of this pyramid is huge. Nigeria's population is what? Close to 200 million.
Even more,
Okay. And out of that, most of them are at the bottom of the pyramid. Youths at the bottom of the pyramid. So the more actors, the better. All kinds of actors. The needs are various at that bottom. So you can't, it's not a one cap fits all kind of thing. So the more players you have, specialized, value adding players, the better you are placed, to begin to address the poverty issue, because, like you said, you can't eliminate it, you can only reduce it.
You can only reduce it. Gotcha.
So we started as a one office place in Ijibo, and we've grown.
And you scaled.
We've grown. So the 30 women we are trying to sing, trying to praise that, because these are women who are doing wonderful things, amazing things. And most of the time when you talk about women who are making changes, or those who are making impact, you look at the top guys around the Korea, around big places.
But there's more women.
But they have these women who are basically starting life from nothing. Just the little things, and then they turn it into amazing things. They empower themselves economically, grow their businesses, they empower their families, children are able to go to school, they help their husbands, they build houses. They begin to impact even community very positively because of, again, they become more confident and all that. So the 30 we just started with the 30. And like I said, we have a universe now of 700 active, members that we are working with. And like I said, we've done 12 million credits.
That's good.
And even if you said, because credits, one person can take 2 or 3 times a credit. So even if you said that one person took 4 times, so you're looking at about 3 million families and households that we've impacted. And now give that household, plus or minus 4 each. Then do the mathematics and see the kind of impact that you can have. If you're able to do the right things with these women at that kind of level. And that's why it's an amazing. So what we've done, start with these 30 women and then begin to look at other ways that we can sing their praises. But they are amazing women. And, the stories are told directly by themselves, in their own words. Some translation has been done, but then, the more you read it, the more you have good flesh on how people can turn nothing into a whole lot of
something. Okay, good thing. You share the same name as the we were talking about famous Godwins before we came on here. Godwin Nwabunka, Central Bank Governor. The Central Bank has an anchor borrowers program where they're trying to assist subsistence farmers, to try to build them up. Your strategy, I want to ask you, what differs, and this is just not from Central Bank, what they're doing, other microcredits institutions, what you're doing, this is another multiple choice. What differentiates, the strategy of Grooming Center from, I think, do we have that option? What differentiates the Grooming Center from other institutions? Is it luck? Is it vision? Is it vision, strategy, or is it luck? There it is. Yeah, there it is. How is Grooming Center different from other microcredit players? Is it your strategy, passion, execution, or a stroke of luck? What differs? What makes you different from others?
Again, you can't take one or the other. Okay. The passion is very important. Knowing what you want to do in terms of strategy and capacity to do it, knowing what works and what does not work is very important. The execution, how you do it, the methodology you put in place is important. But of course, there's always that hand of God. Yes. You can do all of this and then you don't get the desired result. But you do it right, and that hand of God is there. Then everything comes together in much better together than you had envisaged. Okay. And so for us, we did that very well. While I was at the UN, of course, I was focal point for managing, microstart and, microcredit activities. Again, that gave me the opportunity to travel, very, very, broadly across the continent, Asia, Latin America, seeing what the best practices were. And then, we based on that, we're able to learn what works and what did not work.
Yeah.
And what we did was to align ourselves to those who have done it well. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. So we learned, we made friends, we networked, and so we, brought them to help us to start. And then we helped us also to build along the way. Funding is important, so they helped us also with funding.
Funding, and you've continuously knocked on, and while we're talking of this whole poverty reduction thing, you've continuously talked about collaboration between different parties, which is great. So that brings me to this next question. We're in a patriarchal society, and it is what it is. Is microcredits, is that enough for empowerment for these female traders and artisans and so on? Is that enough, or do we need more as far as the empowerment of these women is concerned?
No, microcredit is just an entry point, and it addresses the financial or economic aspect.
Okay.
But a lot more is the non-financials and the non-economic. For instance, by giving this one woman a credit, you build up her confidence, her business grows. Now she helps her husband, to pay school fees or to contribute to payment of school fees. What does that do? That leads to retention, to enrollment in schools and retaining children to come out of school.
Right.
And so when you've done that, you've taken that child who is in Oshodi, hawking, when he or she should be in school, you're taking them off the road, and then you're giving them education. Apply the same logic. If you help her and she's now able to contribute to the health of the family, what does that do? That improves child mortality, infant mortality, and of course, under 5 and all that kind of mortality. So you apply that. Her home is much better. Sanitation improves, health improves, everything improves just by providing that access to credit. Okay? So you provide access to credit, but a lot of non-financial benefits just come up from doing that. And that's where the major gains are, because when you see that families are more together, children are more in school, children are sick, they are attended to, nutrition is better in the house, sanitation is also better. People are not attracted by a bag of rice. Okay, you give them a bag of rice, they say, no, we can buy the rice ourselves. So you will do better, do much better than that for us.
I see where you're going with
So
that.
it's a whole network of benefits that, you can trigger by giving credit.
Fantastic. And you've also touched on something else about a dual income household, basically, where financing is coming from both ends, which is a very important point. Finally, I want to ask you about your assessment of SMEs in Nigeria. How do you see, I guess, the health of SMEs in Nigeria? How do you assess it?
Well, the regulatory frameworks are there. You talked about the central bank providing the regulatory and the environment for it to work. Policies are in place. In my past life, of course, we worked in initiatives that led to the establishment of SMIDAN, is a small and medium enterprise development agency, and so that agency helps to promote government's policies in the SME sector. But a lot of collaboration is still required to bring together the other actors that provide funding, provide extension services, provide all kinds of services that help to bolster the sector. But it holds a lot of promise. And it's not only in Nigeria, all over the world. That is the sector that drives growth, of the economy. So, it's a very dynamic, sector.
Great conversation. Dr. Godwin Nwabunka, CEO, founder of the Grooming Center. Thank you so much for joining us. Talk about answering our multiple choice questions, reducing poverty, and so much more. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
Fantastic.